What's up, everybody? I'm Dave Mo. Welcome to the channel. So in today's video, what we're going to do right now is I'm going to show you guys how I was able to get dealer auction access for under, back then, I think it was like $1,000. And right now, you guys can get dealer auction access for about $700 startup. So if you're into that, let's get started. All right. So how does this work? Obviously, you won't own the dealership. You're going to be a rep. Before we get into all that, there are upsides and downsides to being a dealer rep. First and foremost, you don't own the cars that you're purchasing. So the people you're doing business with, you better make sure that they're honest, okay? Number two, you're really only getting the profit of the car, which is great because for X amount per month, who cares, right? I pay $2,500 a month to have a dealership. If I don't sell cars, I have to pay $2,500. If I sell cars, I get my dealer fee plus the cost of the plus the profit on the car, which is great, right? As a dealer rep, you're only going to get the profit of the car. If you ask me, unless you're going to be doing buy here, pay here, and financing, there is no upside to owning your own dealership. Straight up and down, if you have money, there's no upside to it, okay? Now, if you want to utilize a floor plan, now we're talking a whole different story. If you're a guy or woman who says, hey, you know what? I have this much money in the bank. I want to utilize a floor plan. I could sell cars in 30, 60, 90 days. I'm okay paying whatever because the profit is still the profit. Great. God bless you. Do your thing. Excuse me. If you're not, and you're more along like the person that I am, where I'm like, I prefer to pay cash for everything, then you don't care about the floor plan, right? Which again, as I'm making this video, I'm thinking in my head, I'm like, damn, what an idiot. Like, why would I open up my own car dealership? There's reasons, and we could get into all that at another video. But we all know the economy. It's shot to shit. Like, can I just be honest here? Like, can I just say it? Let's just say it. It's trash, 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 trash. If I would have went back, I myself personally, if I would have went back about a year or 6 months to a year when I opened up my dealership. Now, keep in mind, I was on the sidelines for about 4 or 5 months because I couldn't get licensed. So that's 4 or 5 months that just money was going in the wrong direction. Then I got licensed, and then there was some other hurdles I had to jump through. Now, I really don't like my location, to be honest with you, but I got the license, which is the hard part. So now it's easy just to move to a different location. But I'm not doing buy here, pay here, which was one of the big reasons why I wanted my own license, was to do buy here, pay here. Why am I not going to do buy here, pay here? I've said it in past videos. Quite frankly, if I'm an individual and I owe money to a bank or I owe money to a car dealer, I'm going to screw over the car dealer first. Then I'm going to screw over the bank on my bank note for the car. And then I'll worry about not making my mortgage payment or my rent. But in what I'm going to pay first is always my housing. Then if I have a car note with a real financial institution, I'm going to pay them after the rent. And if that car note is with a car dealer, I hate to say this, guys, the majority of the mindset with people, and a lot of YouTubers are contributing to this, that car dealers are scumbags and we deserve to get fucked over. That's the truth of the matter. Not that we deserve to get screwed over, that people have that mentality. You're not going to change it, man. You're not going to change it. I pride myself on being, the dog scared the shit out of me. I pride myself on being a fair car dealer. I pride myself on saying, I'm going to make this much money on every single car, nothing less than that. And I give good deals. Like my deals with my dealer fee, with the tax title registration, I'm still usually either at or below what other people are asking for their cars. And when I say other people, I'm talking about other private individuals, because that's my competition. I don't compete with other dealers because I think their prices are astronomical. I try to buy my cars as a private seller mentality, what a private seller is going to sell it for. And then I back out the tax title registration, and I still want to be competitive, okay? But back to the video, why you should, I don't want to say why you should be a dealer rep, why the benefits of being a dealer rep. Right now, the guy that I rep for, 100% transparency. I own my own dealership. Certain vehicles will go to that dealership. That dealership specializes in the $10,000 price range, okay? The dollar menu lot, I'm still there. All my dollar menu cars, because that's a lot of bread and butter for me, those cars go there. What I'm noticing right now is that I'm getting a lot less financial apps than I am selling dollar menu cars. I said it from the beginning. Dollar menu cars will never, ever be affected by the economy. Nothing will change it. As a matter of fact, they will be affected by the economy. The economy gets worse, dollar menu cars go up higher. I could have my car repossessed right now today, put $2-3 grand in my pocket, walk on a dollar menu lot, boom, buy a car and I'm done. And tell the bank, go ahead, take this car, get it the hell out of here. Then I could go one step further and hire one of these credit repair companies. And whether or not this is legal or illegal, shady or not, I can have them actually remove the repossession from my credit report. It's about who you know and what you're willing to do, okay? That's the truth of the matter. So, back to dealer rep. How can you get your dealer's license for, what is it? It's $700. So here's how it works. And everyone's going to be different, but let me break it down because I'm getting a lot of emails about this stuff. 2023, going into 2024, here's how it works. If you live in the Tampa Bay area, okay, this only applies to you, okay? Whatever area you are in, you'll have to find someone who does it. If you're in an area that no one does it, and it's like a metropolitan area, you may want to consider creating this business, all right? And I'll make another video about why the risks involved with that. But if you're in the Tampa Bay area, and if you're not, you can use this as a guideline. My guy charges, it's actually $800, I apologize, the prices went up. The economy went down, dealers went out of business, his prices went up. So if you want to be a dealer rep right now, it's $400 a month without a license plate. You cannot get a dealer tag with this guy now for 6 months. After 6 months, he will look and say, hey, this is how much money, this is how many cars you've sold. It doesn't really warrant, if you're selling one car a month, then really and truly, you're probably not going to continue to be part of the group. But you definitely don't need a dealer tag. Why would I take on the risk? I say I, but I'm saying, talking about him. Why would he take on the risk of having someone drive around on his dealer tag to sell one car a month? 6 months, you made, you sold 6 cars. That's great, I guess. Especially if you made $1,000 a car, you made $6 grand. You'll make 12 extra money for the year. But in terms of the business and what he has to look at is the risk, and the risk doesn't. There's no reward for that risk. So with that being said, you won't qualify for the tag. But let's just say you're an individual who's banging them out 3, 5, 10. There's a guy at the lot that sells 10 cars a month. If he wanted a second dealer tag, as long as he's willing to pay for it, he'd get it. He'd get that tag. I myself have 3 tags, none of which, I have no tags in my dealership, FYI. I limit my exposure to risk. So instead of me driving around on a tag that's me, that comes back to me, even with all my insurance and my umbrella policies, et cetera, it just made sense for me to use someone else's tag. God forbid something happens, boom, I'm out. So say what you will, I don't care. I protect me. I look out for me, okay? I look out for me and mine. So you want to be a rep, it's $400 a month, plus 1 month security, so it's $800 startup fee. Do you have to use your own money? Yes, 100% you're using your own money. There is no floor plan. So if you don't have at least 2, 3, 4, 5 grand, you could start with, I would say the minimum, I've seen people start with $1,000. I myself, the first car I ever bought from the auction was $1,800. Flipped that car for like $3,500, and I was just in love with it, okay? This is after curb stoning. I sold my first car when I was 14 years old, okay? This is after years of ducking and diving and, title here, no title there, blah, 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 blah. You guys know the deal. Come on, man. So you're going to pay the $400. The next day, boom, you get an email. Hey, welcome to Auction Access. You're going to have to pay Auction Access $100. That's their money. What does auction access do? It opens up the gates to a bunch. I'm trying not to curse, guys, but I haven't made a video in so long. I curse. I'm gonna have to go on Rumble, guys. Meet me on Rumble, man. Yo, meet me on Rumble for real, straight up. I'm gonna get a channel on Rumble, and you can meet me over there. So with that being said, you can nah, I lost my whole train of thought, man. My ADHD is on fire today. I'm not even gonna try to catch up to where I was. So you got your money, your startup bread. You're gonna go to the auction. You just paid $100 of the auction access. Now you're allowed to go to Mannheim, Odessa, and a ton more. You do not need auction access to go with ACV. You do not need auction access to go with CarMax. You do not need auction access, I believe, to go to DAX. I'm not 100% sure about DAX. I could get back to you on that. Neither here nor there. Pay the $100 and you could go to every auction. Why would you not spend the $100 to be able to go to every auction, with the exception of salvage auctions? Copart, IAAI, and unless you have a good body shop and unless you're really good at dealing with scammers and scumbags, I wouldn't even suggest going there. That is definitely for a seasoned flipper, all right? Don't do it. I could tell you horror stories. If you look back on my channel, there's a ton of horror stories I could tell you about that place. I feel comfortable there because I know what I need to do, and I can, again, make another video about what to do to make out there. But with that being said, so you take your money, you go to the auction, boom. You buy your car. You spend $2,000 on that car. You have to pay for it, okay? Depending what auction you're going to, but let's just use Mannheim because Mannheim is one of the biggest auctions. Mannheim won't accept cash. Or maybe they will accept cash, but they're going to charge you for giving them cash. So what you'd end up doing is taking your money and you would go give it to the owner of the dealership, and the owner of the dealership charges you $25 to write a check, okay? So that's an additional fee that you would write down, $25, and he'll cut you a check right there. Or you could Zelle it over to him, and then he'll wire or pay however he wants to pay Mannheim, so they'll release your car right there on the spot. It doesn't matter. It's still another $25 for him. So let's keep your fees in mind. $400 a month, $25 for any auction you can't actually go to and pay yourself. The only auction right now that I'm aware of that you can pay by yourself is going to be CarMax. I believe DAX and I believe Your Auction, that's the name of it. I believe they either need a business check or you could pay with cash, but I think it's like $50 per 1,000. So even giving him $25, you're already saving money by paying for the car yourself. Okay, so that's $25. Now you get the car. Let's just say this car is a gem, You detail it up, it needed no work. Highly unlikely. Every car I factor in at least $500 worth of repairs. That's me personally. You do what you got to do. So with that being said, you got a gem, you nailed it. It was $2,000 plus fees, blah, 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 blah. Again, this is not the real fee, but let's just say it's $2,500 with all your fees, the recon, everything. You're at $2,500. Okay, now you sell the car. So you put your car up for $3,900. They come down. Oh, I want it for $35,000. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, fine. Take it for $3,500. Your head, you're like, yo, I'm going to make $1,000 clean. Okay. So now you got to do the paperwork. So you're sitting there, you're doing the paperwork. There is a $300 dealer fee that this guy charges. I charge the same thing, by the way. Again, 100% transparency. So when he charges that $300, you don't pay it. You still got $3,500 coming to you. All those other fees are charged on top of the $3,500 to the buyer. If you're not comfortable doing that, if you're not a good enough salesperson to close that deal for fees, then you can eat the $300 and now you'll make $3,200. Okay, it's up to you. Initially, I was like, damn, I don't want to do that. Like, I felt very uncomfortable until I was like, you know what? Screw it. This is just what I tell my customers. Look, this is just what it is. That $300 isn't necessarily going into my pocket. It's going into the overhead of the building. It goes into the bills, the this, the that. And there's a lot of people out there like Lucky Lopez who's like, oh, well, you should just put that fee inside the price of the vehicle and, black and white Panda auto sales, right? Yeah, see how that works out for you. See how that works out when you're all of a sudden adding all those fees into it. and then having this car, a little bit overpriced, right? People aren't looking to spend more money. They're going to spend less money. And then you got to start wondering, like, well, how much am I going to make if he starts talking me down? Because as you talk it down, the tax changes. Well, that's the only thing that changes, the tax, right? What happens if this person doesn't have a tag? Now in Florida, you got to pay an extra $225 for that. So I don't mess with that. And I'll be honest with you, I have no problem selling cars. And when people riff about it, I tell them, look, at the end of the day, this is the cost of the car. I'm already registering it for you. I'm already putting the tag on it for you. I have metal plates. I put metal plates on the car for them. You're done. You don't have to go to DMV, wait hours, or make an appointment. Like here in Florida, you got to make appointments to go to DMV, which could be a week or two out. You don't have to do any of that nonsense. We take care of all that here, okay? It all gets charged. That's how I explain it to them. So that $300, it's either coming out of your pocket or the buyer's pocket. You figure it out. It doesn't matter. A lot of other dealers that do similar things, they want you to pay $100, $200, $300. I heard of a guy charging $400 per car that you purchase at the auction. Understand what this guy is doing. He's getting you to pay for the car, then you're paying the auction fees, and then he's saying, yo, you bought 3 cars, you owe me $1,200. We don't do that. Well, he doesn't do, I keep saying we because I always have this team mentality, but with what's going on with DJ Envy, I don't want to say we anymore, okay? So what he does, and I did speak to him about this because this was an option. I said, it's really not fair because I want to give the most money to the rep. I want the rep to not be stressed when they're buying cars. So instead of collecting the money up front, we'll collect it when it sells, all right? And we'll collect it from the buyer instead of the rep, unless the rep decides, hey, I'm just going to pay that $300, which is totally up to you. You can do that. There are reps that are like, oh, I already factored that $300 into your price. So when you're selling that same car for $3,500 and it gets written up, they'll shake hands at 35 and then it gets written up and it's go up for 32. They see the paperwork like, hey, wait, what's this $300 fee? All they do is they go back and like, hey, look, all I did was you agreed to 35. The purchase price is 3,200, and then that $300 is there bringing you back up to 35. It offset it. If they can't understand that, then I don't know what to tell you, man. You should have charged them more money because they probably wouldn't have caught it anyway. So that's another fee, and it's up to you if you're going to pay it or have the buyer pay it. It's $300, okay? It is what it is. Let me think of any other fees. Yes. So this individual allows you to sell cars without titles. He banks that the title will be in there within 30 days. Case in point. On Monday, one of the reps went to CarMax. They bought a Ford Ranger. On Monday, so they paid for it, they brought it back to the dealership. The same day, he just parked it there. So it's a Ford Ranger, so people love those little trucks right now, especially with the cost of gas. People were coming in and they're like, hey, I'll buy it. So day one, he sold it. I want to say he made about $1,500. So here's another fee. It's a $50 no title fee. If when you sell the car, you do not have the title to put with the deal, it's $50. And it is still your responsibility to go out and get that title within 21 days. In Florida, you have 30 days to process a deal to be considered good standing. You have 60 days to absolutely get it done, but the more times you go over 30, the more times you're going to have the state start looking at you. Like, why are these cars taking 60 days? Why are you issuing a second 30-day temp tag? Now, there are rumors going around in the state of Florida where they're going to get rid of the 30-day temp tag and make it a 60-day temp tag. Because even like Manheim is allowing their dealers 45 days to process titles, which doesn't make much sense because we only have a 30-day temp tag. So you're holding my money. Not the point. Anyway, so factor that in. If you're going to be an individual who's like, yo, I'll just sell the car with no title because I want my money out right away. And there's a lot of people that do it. I personally do not. Then you're going to pay that $50. Understand, with that comes risk. If you do not get that title and you have to issue a second 30-day temp tag, you have to pay for that temp tag. The second 30-day temp tag you're paying for. Or you're going to collect it from your buyer, which to me is messed up. You messed up. You didn't have the title. You sold the car. That fee should be on you, not the buyer. That's the difference between a stand-up dealer and a scumbag dealer. When a dealer messes up and then tries to take that fee and put it on the buyer that did nothing wrong, that's wrong. So for me, I would eat that $25 fee for a 30-day temp tag, not a big deal. There are the guys at the shop that always try to push it onto the buyer, even though they messed up. And that's just what it is. Now, if it gets kicked back because of tolls or stops and stuff like that, then of course that's the buyer's fault and they have to pay for the next 30-day temp tag. That's just the way it is. Where does the fault lie? Okay. So again, be mindful of that. This is as a rep. This is another fee. Write that down. $25 if you can't get that title within 30 days, 21 days. And it's only because it takes a week to process deals with the company that they use. All right. I'm trying to think if there are any other fees, and I do not believe there are. But let's talk about this. Let's just say you don't want to be a part of the group anymore. You're like, hey, I'm going to turn in my license plate. I'm going to just turn in my auction access, but you still have 4 cars on the lot. You have two choices. One, you can buy every single one of those cars at the price that you paid for it at the auction. And you could put it in whosever name you want as long as they come to the dealership to do the paperwork, okay? So keep in mind, aside from paying, because you're going to do title only, right? So you're still going to pay tax, you're going to pay title, and you're going to pay that $300 fee, all right? So if you have 4 cars, it's going to be whatever it's going to be, and then you're going to have to pay for it and get the cars off the lot. The other option is you only pay $150 for, I believe it's up to 4 cars. You pay like $150 for 4 cars, or oh no, I'm sorry, you pay because he raised the rate. So it's $200 for however many cars you want on that lot until they sell. So every month, those cars are on that lot, you're paying $200 and you don't have auction access, and you don't have a dealer tag. And that's just what it is, okay? So depending on what you want to do, you could sell those cars and make $200, $300, $400 and blow them out real quick and not worry about that $200. Or you could say, hey, you know what? I still want top dollar for those cars. I'll pay the $200. Or you could just say, fuck it, I got money. I'll put them in my own name and I'll just sell them from my driveway. Not a big deal. Totally up to you. Doesn't matter to him one way or another. If you do not pay for those cars, let's just say for 3 months you don't pay for those cars you have left become his cars. He then will start to sell your cars to pay back what you owe him. So if on month 4 you owe him $800 and he sells one of your cars that's worth $2-3 grand for $800, you're now considered caught up, but you still have 3 more cars left. We're going through it right now with another guy who went to jail for a year, and going to jail is not an excuse. I hope no one ever goes to jail unless, it's deserved. I don't know what this individual did. He went to jail for a year. He put a bunch of different people in charge. We had, he put the rate all the way down. They were they're what I consider they're promise makers, right? Oh, I'm going to come in tomorrow. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But it never actually comes through. So after months and months and months, he's like, yo, what's up with these cars? What's he got? Boom, 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 boom. We looked at it. Fine. Took the VIN numbers. He was in the process of getting, he already had the titles, but just putting liens on them in case the guy tried to come back, because he had gotten out of jail recently and wanted his cars back. So it's tricky, guys. Just do good business, man. And if you end up in a situation where you're going to be in jail, or you're going to be overseas, or whatever it is you're going to do, my suggestion to you is just get your money up, buy the cars, get them out, put them wherever you're going to put them, and be done with it. Because if you put them in a storage facility, you don't pay for 2 months or 3 months, they go up for auction, and that's the end of the story. You get no cars. And it doesn't matter if it's a fucking Lamborghini or a Pinto. They get sold. End of story. Excuse me. Probably doesn't help with my ADHD. But anyway, so let's recap, guys. Let's recap the fees. Let's get into the fees. Money. $400 a month, $400 deposit. You're looking at $800 to start. Fees go as follows. $25 anytime that you have to give the owner money to pay for a vehicle for you. $50 anytime you sell a car without a title. Not saying it's a car with no title, saying it's a car that you're going to get the title from the auction. Okay, so that's $50. $25 if you have to issue a second 30-day temp tag. FYI, in the state of Florida, you can only issue 2 temp tags. After that, the buyer's SOL, and chances are you're going to buy that car back. If you decide to not buy the car back and they create an issue, he will buy the car back and he will then take possession of your vehicles until he gets paid. That's just what it is, guys. Just do good business. Do good business and you're fine. What are the benefits of being a dealer rep? We already went over the negatives, and there's not many negatives. The positives. This guy's been in business for 20 some odd years. He's not going to lose his license over $400, okay? You have a full lot at your disposal. You have the access code to the front door. You have the passwords to the computers. You can process your own deals, or you could pay $150 and have someone else process the deals. Like, we have a salesperson there that can sell the cars for you, show the car, sell the car, post the car, process all the paperwork after, etc., etc. They charge $150 for that. That doesn't actually go to the house. That goes to the individual. All right. And if you find yourself in a situation where you want to become that individual, by all means, you could sit at that desk all day long. And even myself, I will be sending you my customers. If I see that you're selling my cars, you'll get the required $150, plus I'll be blessing you on the sides. The reason why I'm blessing you is because you're showing everyone's cars, but yet mine seem to sell. I want to add a little bonus for you. You take care of me, I take care of you. Maybe you're more aggressive with my customers, so my cars sell. Because at the end of the day, I want to pay to get my cars off the lot and more money in my pocket and more cars on the lot. So you'll have access to everything. For $400 a month, I say to anyone who's watching this video, even the naysayers, go find insurance, a bond, and a location for less than $400 a month. I can guarantee you, even in a bumfuck state, you're not going to be able to do it. You're not going to find it for less than $400 a month. And if you do, leave it in the comment below, because I promise you, I will have someone fly out to that state, open up a dealership, and use that license as well. I already had places in Indiana. I had places in Vegas. I was that guy who went out of state to get dealerships, and all I really wanted was a tag, auction access, and I had some other things going on. So I was good to go. I don't recommend getting a license out of state unless you're super well versed in what to do. Tax liabilities and you know what I mean? So watch yourself. With that being said, guys, if you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. 100% we'll get back to you guys. I apologize that I haven't been around. I'm doing the best I can to be around. It's just YouTube doesn't really pay that well at my level. Lucky Lopez, Car Edge, or whatever their new name is, Flying Wheels, Auto Auction Rebuilds, Sam Crack, those guys, they're YouTubers. Not saying that any one of them don't make money selling cars, but their focus is YouTube, because they've made it to a point where I think even Auto Auction Rebuild, bless his heart, man, bless that guy's heart, because he is super transparent. He will tell you what he makes on YouTube, and he's making upwards of 30 grand a month. I'm not even making 100 a month. So for me to take time out of my day and give this to you, this is coming from the heart, not the wallet. You feel me? Like, there is not a big group of people that want to watch how to become a car dealer. They want to watch these fun stories like about, Lucky Lopez. The other guy from North Carolina too, who has got the same video over and over again. How bad the car market is. CarMax can't sell cars. I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that channel, even though in all reality, if this was a real revenue stream, that's where I should go. And sometimes my emotions get mixed into my business. And I need to really step away from that mentality. I need to be a business, not an emotional person. But this channel was created for people like you and I want you guys to make money. I wish I could make money doing this, but it's not working out for me. It's not a sad story. I don't care because, again, the gratification I get from hearing you guys say, "Oh man," like my boy Drill Nation, yo, I see you. I see you out there selling them cars down there. I already know what's up. Man, just hearing that guy's story, he watched some of my I'm not taking 100% responsibility, but from what he told me, he watched the videos. We spoke briefly. He got hooked up in Miami, and this man is turning and burning. He's turning and burning. And when I think that I don't make money on this channel, I do something better than make money on this channel. I make people money on this channel. I have nothing to hide from you. I don't want to tell you stories. I'm not a tough guy. I'm not a bitch. I'm nothing. I'm just a regular dude who's going to tell you exactly how it is, whether or not you want to hear it. Straight up and down. Dealer or auction access. If you're in the Tampa Bay or surrounding area and you're wanting to get hooked up, hit me up. I could put you in touch with the man. You and the man make some arrangements and you guys make it happen. I'll be there for you because you're a subscriber. And I will teach you everything I know on a one-on-one basis for free. I will take you to the auction for free. I will show you why I would and why I wouldn't buy this vehicle for free. I will spend time with you to make sure you get that one-on-one you need to be a successful car dealer. All right? Once you have it down and you're doing your thing, it's totally up to you to decide, do I want to continue being a rep or would I rather go and make, get my own dealership? At that point, the choice is yours. But I assure you, I will, and I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you why I wouldn't or why I would do those things that you're about to do. Without, no shameless plugs here, guys. You already know. If you don't know, I don't know what to tell you. You already know how YouTube works, or you should. You're watching videos, right? Either show your support or don't. I'm out. I'll catch you guys in the next one shortly.